Dad would always pull ahead. I'd see him in the distance, and as we passed the Marlows, then the Hodges, I'd start to close the gap. Giving every bit of effort I could, I'd always pull ahead at the very end and pass our driveway first. I'd turn to Dad out of breath and scream, "I won, I won." And he'd reply with an incredible amount of joy, 0 drops of sweat, and absolutely no evidence of being out of breath. "You won, you won." He was a good dad. One time, same race, I remember it a little differently. Same level of effort from me, I still remember seeing him in the distance and then slowly catching him before ultimately pulling into the lead. After the race, I turned to him with the same reaction and he responded with joy, but he was also out of breath. I had actually won. And the enthusiasm of his voice was even greater. He could not have been prouder. I was too young to understand it then, but in reflection, that instilled in me a sense that I had a person in my life who would always support me, celebrate my accomplishments, and work as hard as possible to be a part of my journey. And that's exactly what he did. Through every facet of my life, academics, sports, music, adventure, relationships, heartbreak, injury, and illness, he was there doing what came naturally to him, being a warm, kind, empathetic, and fun person. He was a great dad. In a world of few absolutes, I have absolutely never met anyone that did not like my dad. It has been the unifying theme in the messages of support and remembrance I receive for everyone that had the pleasure of knowing him. These messages, although more concentrated the last week, are in no way new, unexpected, or surprising. I've been hearing them my whole life. Sometimes with a tiny bit of, "You could learn a thing or two from him," It warms my heart to know that the same love and support I felt was being shared with everyone in his universe. One day, while he was off work, he drove 9 hours to Maryland to spend a few days with me. We hung out, we talked, watched television. On Saturday morning, I told him I needed a couple of hours to wash and clean my car. I had a first date. Dad, of course, helped, and he's the reason why I was driving the cleanest car in my life when I picked up Terry, who would eventually become my wife. And while we were planning our wedding, picking Dad to be my best man was an easy decision. The same great father had become my closest friend. How lucky for me that my best man was the best man I knew. As two married couples, our relationship grew stronger, and my dad and I grew closer. We each had our individual interests, and some became shared passions. For example, he started enjoying fantasy football. I learned how fun camping can be when the tent is larger than my first apartment. Of course, we still had our differences. He did not share my love of trying new foods like curry or condiments. And no one, rightfully so, ever asked me to fix anything. It was truly a privilege to have this man in my life. His influence on the person I am today cannot be overstated. He showed me how to be a good husband, a good friend, and a good person. His level of kindness is something to which I will always aspire, and his compassion for all people will always always receive my full admiration. And in the race to be a good person, a kind person, I have rounded the corner and see him in the distance. I'm trying to catch him, but know no matter how hard I try, I never will, and I cannot be prouder. Thank you everyone for being here and helping make my dad's life memorable.